What is your name and what do you do?
Scott Sloan, physical education teacher, varsity soccer coach.
Okay. Do you see U.S. Soccer Development Academy?
Continue.
Do you see U.S. Soccer Development Academies as a way of imitating European clubs in their way to funnel young talents to the top level?
It's not a carbon copy of the way European academies do it. It's more of a hybrid with an American system. I do think it's a better path, developing a professional quality type player. I don't think it's the end all to everything though.
Soccer is played by more people in the United States, 24 million, than in countries such as Germany with 16 million, Italy with 5 million, France and England with 4 million, and Spain with 3 million. However, there's a clear talent jump between U.S. soccer and soccer in these countries. Why do you think that even though we have multiple times more players than these other countries, that the U.S. comes up short in comparison?
Having the resources is everything, and part of that resources is the coaching. I do believe that we have as many or good young athletes as other countries in the world. I think where they fall short is the post-teenage years, where the tactical part of the game is really falling short, and that has a lot to do with coaching, a lack of coaching. I also do believe that the idea that those players are trying to become professionals at a younger age versus trying to get a college scholarship, I think that has a lot to do with it as well.
Do you believe that the United States would be at a much better level if the best athletes that currently play basketball and football played soccer instead when they grew up?
I think that's a myth. I think that has nothing to do with each other. That's apples and oranges. Our country has a large population of athletes. We certainly have enough athletes to cover all those major sports. I think the better question is what you need to ask yourself is what is an athlete? When people in our country think of athlete, they think of big, strong. Athletes can also be quick. Athletes can also be fast. So you don't have to be the biggest, strongest to be considered athletic.
Do you think kids in poverty are out at a disadvantage due to how expensive it is to play in America and the cost of clubs like NCFC?
No, that's another myth as well. You have countries all over the world that are impoverished or don't have, or who also aren't considered an industrialized country, and they produce some of the best soccer players in the world.
Top-level European clubs often have a bigger following in the United States than MLS teams. Reports show European games have almost double the TV viewers that MLS games do. How do you think MLS teams can increase their popularity compared to European teams so that Americans start to pay more attention to the MLS?
Local communities follow clubs. TV audiences are all about following players. When you talk about the branding of the sport, you're following the Messis, the Ronaldos, and that's where the difference is. It's not so much the teams that are viewed on TV as much as it is individual players. It's if you think of the Cleveland Cavaliers, who do you think of? LeBron James. Right. I mean, if you're watching Cleveland, you're not watching Cleveland from, say, Florida because it's Cleveland. You're watching because it's LeBron James. And that's probably the biggest issue when it comes to TV audiences. Is that there's just not as many well-known players in Major League Soccer.
Okay, thank you for your time.